Alien Communication Intercept, local team to Interstellar Scoutship Oumuamua. Our survey discovered a lasting susceptibility to indoctrination, and while they largely exited their initial religious belief systems, they are suffering a greater misunderstanding as they are propagating the idea that poverty is a thing that happens. The entire civilization is held back by misuse and misunderstanding of the simple idea of credit and finance. As a result, it has corrupted education, as no teacher can be bothered to teach when their job is about putting food on their table and not effective education. While misapplication of the same financial systems to largely artificial banks and businesses, and somehow treating human beings just the same, is the root cause, the blind propagation of falsehoods is the conductor, and without effective education, they will be stuck in a poverty spiral. Due to the stresses of poverty, they've rejected their own philosophers, but largely tolerate ineffective leaders, despite the fact that they do not actually lead them forward, but instead hold them back due to their own miseducation and misunderstanding. After a prolonged period of liars easily gaining positions of power, all the positions have been largely neutered and are symbolic only. As a result, pollution, human-led climate change, deforestation, loss of species, and corruption is an ongoing problem. They have also increased immigration, but failed to recognize that people need to slowly transition to more modern cultures so that neither of the sides get upset at each other. This particular mistake is causing the reverse of the unity that was intended, as the newcomers have difficulty adapting and the host nations are growing increasingly scared. We recommend focusing on the root cause, although it directly intertwines with effective education. So they need both erasure of poverty and raising levels of authentic and effective education. The first step is to lift all humans above the level of poverty. They need to upgrade their banking system. They need to invent a bank for humans only that grants them a daily allowance indexed to a dignified height above the poverty level relative to the local economy. To keep it out of uneducated political hands, the bank should not keep track of debt in any way, but simply reset the allowance at midnight, spent or not. In effect, ending poverty overnight. Building effective education is close second. Grades must be taken out of teachers' hands, and school must guide the student to study what is relevant to them in the sequence that calls to them and at a pace that matches their thinking best. Humanity is beautiful, but it has stopped, and it needs to resume its advancement forward to avoid making the same old mistakes. It must understand that to grow up means to grow all the way up and become a civilization of great beings. End of report.